Now, each and every season we get brand new craftable weapons, and with Lightfall just a month away, now's the perfect opportunity to look at the best 10 weapons you need to make sure you have in your arsenal. Now, Bungie have helped us do this by making a change in the up and coming week, where weekly deep sight weapons that you can focus from the exo frame at the helm, they'll be adjusted to be daily for the remainder of the season to help us craft all those final weapons before Lightfall arrives. This will also apply to the vendors offering guaranteed deep sight weapon focusing from season 16, 17 and 18. So pretty much any vendor over in the helm will be offering daily available deep sight weapons. Now you'll be able to pick these up using Umbral engrams and also the seasonal currency depending on the vendor that you're looking to purchase the weapon from. But either way, if you make the most of this awesome change, you'll easily be able to fill out your weapon patterns. I'm missing quite a few from previous seasons, and this makes it a perfect opportunity to fill this out and also make sure you have the best weapons going into the DLC. Now in this top 10 list, we've tried to introduce as much variety as possible in terms of weapon types and archetypes, and there are many honourable mentions as there are many weapons that could take up various slots. Now the first weapon we're going to take a look at is the IKELOS SMG. This is the V3 version and it's available from the exo frame over in the helm. Now you can purchase them using focused Umbral engrams, or they can drop by completing heists, battlegrounds, or even via the Seraph Shield mission in season 19. And the IKELOS SMG is one of the best legendary SMGs in the game, and when it was reprised this season, it was also introduced with some brand new perks. Now, as you can craft this weapon, you also have enhanced perks available, further improving this weapon's performance. Now, the most sought after trait in the first column is Feeding Frenzy, and this is where each rapid kill with this weapon progressively increases the reload speed for a short time, and the enhanced version of that trait will unlock at level 12 over in the Enclave. In terms of the standout trait in the final column, you have Volt Shot, where reloading this weapon after defeating a target overcharges the weapon for a short time, causing it to jolt its next target. The enhanced version of Volt Shot unlocks at level 16, and with Volt Shot on the IKELOS SMG, it makes it one of the best ad clearing weapons in the game, and when Volt Shot procs, it helps to easily build up the stacks for Feeding Frenzy, meaning you get a fast reload each and every time, throwing you straight back into the action. And when it comes to honourable mentions, it's definitely worth considering the Callus Mini Tool. This is from a Season of the Haunted and can in fact roll with Incandescent. Enhanced Incandescent on this weapon is also a fantastic ad clearing tool, so if you can't get your hands on the IKELOS, then make sure to seek out the Callus Mini Tool instead. Now next up we have Brigand's Law, this legendary sidearm, and this is from Season of the Plunder. You can pick up this weapon via the star chart over in the helm or by completing Catch Crash, where this has a chance to drop from the final chest. Now with the Buzzard sidearm returning for Lightfall as a Nightfall exclusive reward, it's highly likely that sidearms will play a huge part in the DLC too. Brigand's Law is one of the best available, and much like the IKELOS SMG, this can also roll with Feeding Frenzy and Volt Shot. And once again, if you can get the enhanced versions of those traits, this is also one of the best ad clearing weapons you can craft. But with that being said, if you're not a big fan of Brigand's Law, then the Drang is also craftable. This is also from Season of the Haunted as well, and much like the Callus Mini Tool, this can roll with Incandescent. So if you're looking for the best arc ad clearing weapon, then Brigand's Law is the way to go. But if you want a solar sidearm, then you can't get much better than the Drang. And you can pick this up from the Crown of Sorrow over in the helm or by completing Containment over on the Leviathan. Now from here we're going to move on to pulse rifles and we take a look at the BXR-55 Battler. You can pick this up from Dares of Eternity. You are guaranteed a red border weapon upon your first completion of the week. And these will also have a chance to drop from the final chest. Now the Battler was introduced with the 30th anniversary pack and is now craftable. So once again we have enhanced perks available and there are so many options that are good for PvP and PvE. One of the best roles you can get on the Battler is Demolitionist and Incandescent. Now Demolitionist is where final blows with the weapon generate an improved amount of grenade energy, and activating your grenade ability will reload the weapon from reserves. And as for Incandescent, this is where defeating a target spreads Scorch to those nearby, and more powerful combatants and opposing guardians cause Scorch in a larger radius. Now naturally the enhanced traits provide a greater benefit, and with the incredible range you get on the Battler and the uniqueness of its legacy PR-55 frame, the BXR-55 is definitely a weapon worth considering. It's super strong this season as an anti-barrier weapon, so with a weapon that is so unique and versatile as this, it's definitely well worth carrying over into Lightfall. Now next up we have the Tarnished Mettle Scout Rifle. This is available from Season of the Plunder and once again can be picked up at the star charts in the helm or by completing catch crash activities. Now much like the IKELOS SMG and Brigand's Law, Vault Shot is a standout perk on this weapon. Now this scout rifle is an absolute beast, especially in harder content, and as a craftable scout rifle we have a huge range of enhanced traits available. You have things like shoot to loot, 4 times the charm, rapid hit, and for me the go-to trait in Demolitionist. You can pair Demolitionist with Vault Shot, and when Vault Shot triggers to multiple targets, this also helps to trigger Demolitionist. It's actually the perfect synergy for this weapon, ensures you have maximum grenade uptime, whilst also providing an excellent way to clear combatants from greater distance. Scout rifles haven't really had their time to shine in Season 19 as things currently stand. Another honourable mention here would be the Trustee Scout Rifle. This is available from the Deepstone Crypt and drops from the Crypt Security Encounter. If you can't get one from that encounter though, you can purchase a Deep Sight Resonance version of this weapon after defeating Taniks the final boss upon your first completion of the week, which should hopefully help you towards earning the weapon's pattern. Now the Trustee can roll with things like Reconstruction, where the weapon slowly reloads itself over time up to double the capacity. Now, not only can you get enhanced traits for that, you can also get enhanced traits for Redirection, where damaging rank and file combatants increases the damage against more powerful ones, or once again, Incandescent is also available. The Trustee was already one of the best scout rifles in the game, but now as a craftable weapon with new perks and enhanced traits, is even better than before. Now, whilst we're on the subject of Deepstone Crypt, we also have the Succession Sniper Rifle. This drops from the Atrax encounter alongside the Heritage Shotgun. Now the Succession does have a large perk pool, but it's also now a craftable weapon. So much like the Trustee, you can take advantage of the enhanced Reconstruction trait. Now the original god roll was Extended Mag, Reconstruction, and Vorpal weapon, but now as a craftable weapon, you can replicate that roll with enhanced traits instead. It means this sniper rifle is even more formidable than it was before, and it's always well worth taking an excellent sniper into any major expansion. Now as we just mentioned, the Heritage is also available, which is an absolutely epic pinpoint slug frame shotgun. Now, much like the Succession, it does have many perks available to it, but as a craftable weapon, it's even more powerful than it was before. Now, the original god roll and created roll was Assault Mag, Reconstruction, and Recombination, which you can now recreate with enhanced traits. Now, the Heritage is one of the most versatile shotguns in the game due to the traits that it has available, so whether you're looking for ad clear or single target damage, the Heritage will tick each and every box. If you haven't crafted this or the Succession, then make sure to do so ahead of Lightfall at the end of February. Now next up we have the Forbearance, an incredible arc wave grenade launcher. Now this is available through the Vow of the Disciple raid, and this will drop from the Caretaker encounter. Now the Forbearance is so good it's borderline exotic. Now as a craftable raid weapon, you get to take that dial and turn it up to 12. Forbearance with Ambitious Assassin and Chain Reaction is absolutely insane, and with the enhanced versions of those traits, you'll rarely find yourself taking this weapon off. Now, Ambitious Assassin will overflow your magazine based on the number of rapid kills made before reloading. The enhanced version of that trait is unlocked at level 15 and will improve your reload speed by +5. And when you pair that with Chain Reaction, this is where each final blow with the weapon creates a elemental damage explosion. And the enhanced version of that trait unlocks at level 16. Much like a lot of the roles we've covered so far in the video, those two perks offer perfect synergy, essentially allowing 2 grenades in the barrel each and every time, making this the best legendary ad clearing weapon you can currently get. Now I know what you're thinking, Jarv, the last 3 weapons have been raid weapons and I can't run raids. Well, we have an honourable mention here in the form of Explosive Personality. This is a solar wave grenade launcher from Season of the Risen. Now you can pick this up from the war table over in the helm or by completing PsyOps Battlegrounds. Now, Explosive Personality isn't quite as formidable as Forbearance when it comes to ad clearing, but it has some excellent perks available that are well worth considering. The standout role on this weapon are things like Autoloading Holster, which with the enhanced trait at level 16 will automatically reload your weapon in 2.3 seconds. And if you pair that with Disruption Break, where breaking an enemy's shield with the weapon makes them more vulnerable to kinetic damage for a brief time, this weapon's debuff applies a 50% increase to kinetic damage. That lasts for 5.5 seconds, and that stacks with other debuffs because it's a weapon perk. So when you combine that with things like Izanagi's Burden, then you have a absolutely deadly combination. Yes, Explosive Personality isn't great for ad clearing, but if you're looking for a quick and easy way to take out single targets, and remember, we're going to be facing Tormentors in Lightfall, then the Explosive Personality is definitely well worth considering. Now from here we're going to move on to the heavy weapons, and we're going to kick off with the Retrofit Escapade. This is a Void machine gun, which is a rapid fire frame from Season of the Seraph. Now much like the IKELOS SMG, you can pick this up from the Exo frame in the helm, or by completing Heist Battlegrounds or the Seraph Shield mission. Now on paper, as a rapid fire frame machine gun, this wasn't expected to be very powerful, but with enhanced traits and with brand new unique perks, this weapon is one of the surprises of the season. Now the standout traits on this are 4th times the charm, where rapidly landing precision hits will return 2 rounds to the magazine, and you unlock the enhanced version of that trait at level 17, and this pairs perfectly with a brand new trait called Target Lock, and this is where damage increases the longer the weapon remains on target. And much like 4th times the charm, the enhanced version unlocks at level 17. When you combine those two perks together, 4th times the charm is constantly refunding you ammo, and Target Lock is consistently increasing your damage. When you pair that with things like Glide Falcons, this makes it an absolutely deadly void weapon. You can even apply Volatile to this, making it even more deadly. So if you haven't crafted a Retrofit Escapade, make sure to get that done over the next few weeks. Now next up we have the Taipan 4FR, a linear fusion rifle. Now the Taipan was launched in Season of the Plunder, so as a viced weapon you can obtain this by focusing unbuilt engrams over at the star chart in the helm, or better still by completing the introductory Englaive quest. You are guaranteed to get this and the Amit auto rifle, with both of them being craftable, and both of these are well worth getting. Now the Taipan is so good as there are perks that synergize with the viced Stinger perk. Now this trait is where damaging an enemy with the weapon has a small chance to reload the magazine and increase movement speed while aiming down sights. Now this reloading of the magazine is surprisingly consistent, and even pair that with legendary traits like Triple Tap. The enhanced version of this trait unlocks at level 15, and this is where landing precision hits will return 1 round to the magazine. Now if you're a solo player, then you can look at things like Focus Fury, where dealing half the magazine as precision damage grants the weapon bonus damage. But if you regularly run with a fire team, then Firing Line is the standout trait. This weapon deals increased precision damage when near 2 or more allies, and this will increase your precision damage by 20%. Now all those traits combined together can often find yourself going through entire damage phases without needing to reload. So out of all the weapons we've covered so far in the video, this is definitely the easiest one to get, as there's a quest specifically for it. So if you haven't crafted your Taipan 4FR just yet, make sure to check your quest tab and get that done. And finally, we move on to a legendary rocket launcher in the form of Bump in the Night. This is available from Season of the Haunted, so you can pick this up from the Crown of Sorrow over in the helm, or by completing containments and opening chests over on the Leviathan. Now this was a slept on rocket launcher for most of the season, but as a stasis rocket launcher, this is actually one of the best DPS options in the game. Now Bump in the Night only has 6 perks available in each column, but all of those can be enhanced. Now the go-to role is Impact Casing, which will increase your damage on direct hits, paired with Demolitionist and Chill Clip. Now as we mentioned earlier, Demolitionist is where kills with the weapon generate grenade energy, and activating your grenade will reload that weapon from reserves. And when you pair that with Chill Clip, this is where direct hits with the top half of the magazine causes a detonation that slows nearby targets. Now, as we mentioned earlier, this has become one of the best DPS weapons this season, and with a weapon that is now easier to obtain, it's definitely well worth having in your arsenal for Lightfall. Some of you may have the Palmyra B, which also has some excellent traits, but with Bump in the Night being an aggressive frame rocket launcher, this packs quite a bit more punch. Either of those would be well worth taking into Lightfall, so make sure to pick them up to make sure that you're ready for the DLC. So there we have it guys, a good look at some of the best weapons you should be crafting ahead of Lightfall that launches at the end of February. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.